Morning. Hi. Do we have audio? Oh, I can't hear.
Join.
There. I keep looking.
I
Good
know, my voice
morning.
button. Morning. Sorry.
That's okay, no problem. We'll get started. I'm
Okay.
Jane. You are
Nice to meet you.
Sarah. Thank you for doing this. There are 8 questions.
Oh, good.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, number one. What do you think leadership is and how do you do it?
Leadership is guiding people in a direction consistent to vision. So, first of all, you have to provide a vision for people to where they know where they're going. The example I can give you is from Disney of no chipped paint. So, you provide the vision and you allow people to form what they do based on that vision, and then you guide them to say no chipped paint means this to the university. That's the best way I can succinctly tell you. um, there's a lot of caveats in leadership. There's the emotional intelligence, there's all of the soft skills, there's also the hard skills, the difference between a leader and a manager, that kind of stuff also.
Number two, if you have completed, okay. What kind of support have you had to ensure your professional success?
So if you look at the support that I have found, so mentors and stuff like that that have come in and out. I have attended the EDUCAUSE leadership training, so that has been support. I have gathered people from that. My education, there are times when I fall back to even my undergrad, a speech class. Yesterday I was like, okay, here's some things that I learned in speech class. I can't believe I remember that because it was 20 years ago. But anyway, so here's some things I learned from that. So it's the bits and pieces along your path that you pick up about, you bring things from your education, you bring things from day-to-day life, you bring things from conferences. So that's the support. Within the university, it's peer mentors. So it's mentors at my level, at the manager director level, and also the mentors, the female mentors we have at the dean level, at that kind of stuff that I seek out. So it's more stuff that I seek than it is people that are actually given to me. And so there's an active process in that, constant active process.
Number three, what qualities did your support network system demonstrate?
So the qualities my support network demonstrate are, probably the biggest one is listening. So it's the ability to go and say, I'm experiencing this, I am panicked about this, or I'm thinking about this. What are your suggestions? So it's actually their experience of, I've been there before. Let me tell you how I've been there before, where I've gone with it. Or it's simply listening and saying, I'm going to sit here with you. I don't have an answer, but I'm going to sit here with you. And I'm going to be through this process with you. Feel free to ask me questions. Feel free to freak out. I'm not necessarily going to be the best advice coming back, but I will be there to listen. So it's both of those. It's the, here's, I've been there before. Here's how to go through it. Here's some resources. And also, I'm just going to sit here in silence with you.
Number four, what is one piece of advice that you got early on in your career?
So it was before I graduated from college for my first degree. That probably the best piece of advice was from my grandfather. And he said, Sarah, nobody can ever take away your education. They can take away your personal belongings. They can take away anything that you own. But that education, that learning is something nobody will ever take away from you.
Okay,
It's a
and this is the second part to number 4. Or what is one piece of advice that you have received that has served you well? Still the grandfather story, or do you have one more to offer?
I have another one that served me quite well. And it's actually a quote, and I don't know who quoted it. It is silence is often misinterpreted but never misquoted. Basically, that states the power of being quiet and listening instead of just answering before you know the answer, or before you have all the details, or before you think about what has been asked.
Okay, number 5. Can you talk about your career path and what you have learned?
So, my career path has been very interesting because where I am now is not what I started out to be. My undergrad is hydrology. My graduate is environmental science, regulatory compliance. So I have a civil engineering undergrad. I have a law master's, to make them simple in a term of the world. And where I am is in computer science. So my background is, in my master's degree, I did commodity flow studies of hazardous materials across the state of Colorado. And basically somebody came to me after I got a job in that and said, hey, we've got this opportunity, do you want to apply? It's $10,000 more a year. I said, sure, I'll apply. And that's how I got into the IT side of the world. I got into putting computers in police cars, providing a wireless network, and it's gone from there. So what I can say about how I got where I am is take every opportunity you can, even though it doesn't fit what you believe is the answer you want at the end, because it opens doors and you learn something along the way every time.
Okay, number 6. Getting close. What in your previous positions brought you to where you are today or informed your leadership style?
So if you look at my job history along the world, what has informed my leadership style, what has gotten me where we are today, are little jobs along the way. In college, I was a restaurant manager. So I learned a little bit about people there. Then I was a ropes course facilitator. So I learned about team building. I learned how to take a bunch of corporate people and go through and facilitate questions based on ropes course, to where you're up on high elements, you're building teams, you're doing fun games. And so you take what you've done in a game and you facilitate that and say, okay, how can you take this back to your corporation? I've gone to a military base, the Colorado State Patrol, to where I've learned how to stay within a hierarchy, stay within the level of chief and all of that. I've also been an EMT, emergency medical technician, for 20 years. And so I've done that side of things, to where you show up and it's chaos and you have to make calm out of chaos. And so as mainly an operations manager, a lot of my reaction side is, okay, let's think, let's triage this before we just run in and be shocked. So that's helped there. My current job, I've learned how to work in higher ed, because I've gone from not really corporate, but I've gone from some of corporate to a state institution to now into higher ed. And so now I've learned the higher ed politics and how higher ed moves at a different pace than the rest of the world. And so that's taught me how to be patient. So.
Okay. Number 7, what has been successful in your career path?
So there's been a lot of successes, and a lot of my successes I attribute to my team. And I try to be always looking at what they have provided, because I can't do anything alone. I can't update 1,200 machines in a summer by myself. I can't, throw 300 new pieces of hardware out by myself. Can't bring up an LMS system by myself. So I always look at what has the team done and how have I built that team, to where they can interact and they can really function.
And what would you have done differently in your career path?
I would have passed the MCAT and I would be a doctor. Does that count? So I would have done better on the MCAT. I would have done better as my undergrad. I mean, hindsight's always great. It's always fun. So I would probably been into allergy and asthma or in some of that kind of stuff.
Okay, and number 8. How does a leader persist?
A leader persists only if they have followers. So you have to maintain that relationship with the people that are providing results for the organization. You have to support the team. You have to give the team what they need. You have to be there for people. So a leader persists by being there for the people that support them.
Okay, thank you. I may call you or email you or doodle you for the second round because I have to have 12 first rounds, and I think I'm at like 4 right now. It's very slow because people are so busy, but I thought November, December might be okay. Once it's holidays, we're cooked. But you might be contacted again for the second round. I'll create the questions from my answers from round 1 and see what people are saying, and then do a second round of questions with just 8. But I will contact you for that.
Yeah, and if you need any elaboration on anything, send me an email.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you and have a good one.
Okay.
Yep, bye-bye.